Oh, okay, wow. So how did you get it started then, since you had no capital and not much experience involved? What did you source from?
Very practical. So you really want to know. Number one, I work at home. I try to make a proposal to a lot of different schools, a lot of different like investor to ask for money, to ask for like trial things, try and error, to start from within. Let's say I contact most of my relatives, my friends who are teachers, my mother's school to try all the program. Even they think, okay, I know you as Freddy, but your program doesn't sound promising. Please modify in this and that way. They give me really harsh feedback, and it's all started in this way. So start from within is the first step.
So you use your own networks mainly at the start?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I guess what got the ball rolling? So, you said that everyone was giving you harsh feedback and everyone was kind of discouraging you from this idea. I guess what happened that made you say, wow, this is actually working. Something's actually going for me right now.
Yeah, it only happens a few months ago, this feeling. Wow. Usually, as an entrepreneur, you face 98% of time the no from everybody.
Yep.
From people that love, even the people that love you, even most of the people would think that you're stupid, you don't try this is not paying off, this and that. And what really motivates is the reason behind why you want to work for yourself, why you believe this should be a cool product, why everybody need to buy your product. There should be a vision behind all the things that you're doing should have a mission. So for ICE, because I want to eliminate discrimination through the cultural interaction, and I do things that not many people see the same picture as I do, and I really want to try this out because it's new, innovative, and it's like trend-setting, life-changing. So I keep motivating myself to make it happen as small as it can be as a starting point. So even if it doesn't pay off for the first 6 months, I don't have salary, I was suffering, I don't have an office, nothing really had a signal of success. I just keep motivating that, okay, this is the situation and I want to make a change and I need to suffer for a couple of times more, something like this.
In terms of financial wise, what kind of change? So that means was there someone who said, hey, I really like what you're doing, here's a check for $5,000, you can do this? Or did someone in the government say, hey, I really like your program, here's some support? Did some company come and sponsor? Was there any particular event that really made an impact in your thing?
Okay, to be very honest, I was thinking and I was reading a lot, there's always a free F for you to raise capital and start your business.
Yep.
The first F, family.
Yep.
That you ask your parents that, okay, Dad, I want to have a business and I need certain type of money. Number 2, F is friends. So you share with your friends, you have a business plan, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to have your own business, you want to be a boss. And the number 3 F is the fool. So if your family doesn't really trust you, if your friends don't really give you any money, and then you can only fool people around. So I didn't ask for my family. And I was planning to ask for my friends.
Yep.
So I present my business plan to some of my friends. And I get a really shocking feedback from most of them. They say, okay, I still remember one of my friends that really harsh feedback is, if your plan sounds so promising, why not you just go to a bank and get some loans? So it really challenged me because if I'm so confident, I should just get a loan from the bank. But at that time, I'm not confident. And then I realized that, okay, what makes me not confident? Is it the product's not perfect? Is it the channel's not built? Is it my experience not enough? What's the reason making me not feeling 100% confident? And then I realized it's the problem with the product. So I keep modifying it. And until right now, I'm confident to borrow from the bank. Yep. So something like this. And this is the first things during the first few months. And actually the second thing, that is really one supporter that I meet in an advisor meeting, that she really trusts the idea. And she said, okay, Freddy, I love the idea. Don't give up so easily. After 3 months, if you still cannot find any business, I pay your salary for 6 months. Wow. So you just keep trying and don't worry about money. If money can solve the problem, there is no problem in the world.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. And
yeah, so this is the second thing. Actually, the first thing is really huge things. After we we try to find as much as resources. So we took part in some competition for recent graduate in university about some social enterprise challenge. And lucky enough, we won the champion in Hong Kong. We're number one.
Yeah.
And we got some funding. And we got some brand awareness, media exposure. And there's one big investor from the US said, okay, this is a cool idea. You can change the education business. But how big is your dream? So I said, okay, my dream is to change the Hong Kong education system. I want to eliminate discrimination. I want everybody experience intercultural education. And he said, okay, what would you do with $1 million US? At that time, I was shocked. I was totally shocked, and I don't know how to answer. And he said, okay, he's a big businessman doing like venture capital. So he used to invest more than like millions and millions of US dollars to some IT company. And he thought, if you cannot answer this question, you are not dreaming big enough. So he said, when you have an answer, come back to me and get the check. So it makes me really scared. But it opens my mind that you always need to think big. And money is not a problem if you had a big idea.
Wow, that's great. So can you tell us, I've been seeing a lot of headlines and stuff in the Asian magazines and newspapers about ICE. Can you maybe tell us about some of the successes that you've been experiencing lately? So any publicity or any, successes in your business itself that's been happening in the past few months?
Success?
Yep.
Number one is we actually involve a lot in some social events about like youth empowerment, young entrepreneurship, social enterprise, something like this. And one of the time we got invited as a speaker. And there's one very elegant guy sitting on the floor wearing in shirt and ties and just watching us so concentratedly. And then at the end, he, with his shining eyes, shaking my hand with passion and said, okay, I really appreciate your education passion. And I'm the Secretary of Education Bureau. So I felt, wow, cool. So what can he do? And he said, okay, I want to observe your workshop and see how you make change in education. So he really came after 3 months. And after that, he really appreciated what we do. And he said, okay, I think the government would help you. So at the end, we got some funding about some quality education fund. It's a huge amount. It's like 6 months of our budget. And then we're really happy to get the support from the government, get his network, knowing more key persons around Hong Kong education circle. This is one of the biggest success so far. And some others, we got some more recognition from the media. Almost every month we are on media, on newspaper or magazine or television, something like this. And because we are young, and most of the people would think that being entrepreneur is so difficult. Being a young entrepreneur is even more difficult. How can you do that? And what makes you do it? And what's your motivation and this and that? So we are always looking like a role model in other people's eyes. So we are happy.
Wow, this sounds great. I was wondering, so what are your current biggest challenges, I guess?
When the business growing smooth and normal, actually stable, because startup and operating a business is very different. Startup, you will do everything. But as a more stable business, you need to delegate. You need to find more full-time. And when you have different headcounts, the whole cost structure is different. You had more pressure on your operation. You need to really secure all the business every month. And that makes the leader feeling really pressured. Because when you are in startup, sometimes you don't pay yourself in salary. For some months, it's all right. But when you hire people, when your business is running by a few people, that you have to pay. So you need to get some loans, you need to secure for some reserve, and you need to really get your business operating in a certain scale every month.
And I was wondering, right now, if you were offered $1 million, but you had to abandon ICE, you had to close it all down, would you do it?
No, definitely. I think 1 million doesn't really matter. What matters is you enjoy your life, and you had a reason to wake up every day feeling so passionate, so eager to work things out, that the things it has impact itself too. I think it's when ICE is going bigger and bigger, it must hit 1 million. So it's just a matter of time and effort. And I do think that when you are not working towards just money, money will come anyway.
What about, when do you see your company heading in 5 years' time?
We do have some plans, and we want to achieve our vision to generate, to develop the next generation of world-class talent. So we want to see different branches in Asia for ICE, like ICE Hong Kong, ICE Taipei, ICE Beijing, ICE Tokyo, ICE Singapore, ICE Kuala Lumpur, something like this. And we want to get people traveling around when they're working in ICE. Let's say 1 year in Hong Kong, 1 year in Kuala Lumpur, 1 year in Tokyo, something like this. So we are not just making impact to the students, our clients, we also make impact to our staff that they also develop as a world-class talent themselves. This is one of the vision that generate impact to our clients and generating impact inside the company. So it's really like a change agent organization.
Wow, that sounds really, really good. So you guys looking to expand to many different countries in the future. That sounds really cool, really great. Any tips you have for any future entrepreneurs, future startup entrepreneurs like yourself out there who don't necessarily have wealth of experience and don't necessarily have the biggest amount of funds backing them? Any tips for them?
I see. Two things. Number one, sense of urgency. We must build a plan that in which month we need to see this and that happening. We need to really focusing on the milestone, what to do, what to go, and what's the direction, this and that. And I particularly meet all the milestones that we set for the quarter, for the half year, for 1 year goal, and this and that. And time flies faster than everybody's expect when you are entrepreneur. So really meet the target in every single step. This is number one. And number two is it's different from everybody's opinion, but I do think that it's good to have a plan B. So your pressure is not as big as not to bear. So whenever I feel like, okay, if I give it up, I still have Google as my big plan B. So I would try my best to see whether within 2 years, anything that I can work it out. If I cannot, then I just go back to Google. So for some people, if they sacrifice every single little things and just had one plan to make their business successful, if their business cannot success anyway, that they had a huge pressure and they would just feel like miserable and feeling a big failure. So I do think that having a plan B really release a lot of things, although some of the people would argue that having a plan B makes people lazy or not focusing enough, but I would argue no, it releases a lot.
Thanks very much for that, Freddy. You really taught us a lot and really inspired some of us out there. Want to thank you again for doing this interview, and for everyone out there who wants to find out more about ICE, check out www.icehongkong.com. Any last words, Freddy?
There's now or never for entrepreneurs. So just make sure what you want to do and just be yourself. Bye-bye.